Hey everybody, it's Odd Dustin. Welcome back into the Mosh Pit, and I wanted to talk about Halo Infinite because I am playing a shazitload of Halo Infinite. I can't get enough of it. I am addicted to playing all of the things all of the times, and getting the weekly challenges, even if it's a dumb reward. It's like, ooh, I want that dumb reward. That's my dumb reward. So I wanted to go over Halo Infinite, just kind of give my experience being a non-Halo player. This is the first game that I've actually put a serious amount of time into, and it's actually made me love Halo and go back and play the old games again, which I had kind of a poor experience. So first off, let me give you a little bit of history. When Halo came out way back in the day, I did not have an Xbox. I was a PlayStation guy. I had a PlayStation 1. I had some Nintendo boxes. I had Sega boxes. I had, my first console was an Atari 2800 or 2600. What? I don't know. What's remembering? What's the brain? I don't know. Anyway, so I didn't have an Xbox, but my nephew had an Xbox. He went out, saved up his cash, and he got an Xbox. And I went over to his house and played some Halo split screen with him, and he just destroyed me. And I was like, man, why would anybody want to play an FPS game with a controller? This sucks. And because I was a PC player at the time, if I was going to play a shooter, it was usually going to be things like Quake, Doom, Serious Sam. So going to controller was really tough for me. And then also, I'm playing against a kid. I'm a little older and was having some issues. So Halo just wasn't going to fly for me. And I never played the campaign back when it first came out because, like I said, I didn't own an Xbox. So I didn't really have anything other than just go over there and play with him every now and then. And of course, he would just grab snipers and wreck me in local PvP. So fast forward years later, I got an Xbox. I really like the Xbox environment. I love the Game Pass. I like the software that runs the Xbox systems. As much as people say that they have issues with that, I've always liked it better than PlayStation. Ever since I got my Xbox One, I have an Xbox Series X now as well. I've really liked Xbox, and so I was hoping that Halo Infinite would change enough for me that I would like Halo, because I tried to go back on the Master Chief Edition and play Halo 1 and Halo 2, and Halo 1 it just felt so old, and it just wasn't hitting for me. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe you had to be there kind of thing. So I played Halo 2, and the Halo 2, the start of that, man, and it looks amazing on Master Chief Edition, but I'm kind of lost on the story. Didn't finish 1, so I didn't really know what was going on. It seemed kind of cool. You could very much feel the Bungie-ness of it as far as the storytelling and everything, and thought, okay, well, this is going to be cool. And then you get into the gameplay, and the gameplay still kind of feels old, or it did at the time. And so I was just like, yeah, I don't think I'm a Halo player, and I moved on. Halo Infinite came out. I played the multiplayer, really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I really enjoyed the multiplayer. Then the campaign came out, played all the way through the campaign on normal, whatever. I don't think it's called normal, but anyway, I played on the normal mode and really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the campaign, finished it, got all the stuff all over the place, and I've been playing the multiplayer like crazy. And it made me really, having going through the campaign, I was like, man, maybe I should go back and finish 1. I finished 1. I really liked the ending. I was like, man, I should have stuck with this because the ending kind of really stuck the landing. And then Halo 2, I'm playing through it now. I'm almost done, and I'm playing through that right now, and I'm really enjoying it. So I was like, man, Halo Infinite really got me kind of to get back into trying Halo out, the old Halos even. And the multiplayer has just been a ton of fun. There are some issues, like any multiplayer game that has come out in the recent past, I don't even know, 10 years. There's always some kind of issues with the game that need some polish here and there. They're going to be adding things and doing things. They've already made a bunch of changes, and they've been pretty communicative, which has been great. I was really worried when it was announced that it was going to be free to play. I was like, man, I really hope it's not so much to where it's like, well, I can't really play anything on this free-to-play version. Like, if you play Destiny, you know what I'm talking about. Like, Destiny, if you just played the free version and you try to go into PvP without all the other mess, I mean, Destiny's kind of complicated their PvP, but just as an apples to oranges kind of thing, coming in as a free player, you're really hindered by the inability to get a lot of the stuff that you have to pay for on those paid-for PvE content areas to go grab all these different things to make your PvP experience more powerful. I feel like with Halo Infinite, everybody starts on the same plane, no matter if it's free or not. And I just had that worry that it was going to have this kind of issue. They've done a really good job, I think, of the PvP side of things. Everyone starts fresh every round at the same level. There's no, I did it more. Maybe you can buy some cosmetics and stuff, but who gives a shit? I've never really been a huge cosmetic guy. The only reason I even own a cosmetic is because I was streaming it, and a really awesome guy in chat gave a donation so that I could buy something and look a little better than just the haggard gray outfit. I was fine just running around in my Tenrai gray outfit. I didn't care. But they're like, no, dress up, look nicer. So I got the black outfit with the red. And one thing I found with that, just as a comment on how the armor cores and the coloring and the coatings and all that go, it's really kind of a mess, and I just hate it. As far as like, if I was somebody that wanted to buy armor and paint, coatings for my armor, I'd be really frustrated by some of the. There's the esports collection, and that's where I got the black and red. And I really like the black and red, but I'd like to change the emblem. And there's a little emblem up here on your chest. If you buy that set, you can't change anything. You can't edit any of it. It's like, I spent, $10 on this, and I can't even change the emblem to the one I want. Why? Because it's the esports one or whatever. I was like, now I'm gonna run around with this, esports advertisement. That seems kind of lame. I want to be able to edit my little emblem. Same with the gun. If you want to choose that gun armor color, you have to change everything has to be that color. So I can't just say, okay, I want the gun to be this, and I want the gun to have this emblem. It's like, nope, it's all tied together. It's all part of the package, and you have to only do. It's really bizarre to me that it's like, I bought this stuff, it works on this stuff. Why are you blocking the editing of it? And it's not like it's, oh well, if you paid for a higher tier, you could edit it. It's not something like that. It just isn't editable, and I feel like that's just silly. Who knows? They might change that in the future, but right now, where the game stands, that's just a bizarre thing for me. But other than that, I mean, if you just look at Call of Duty and Battlefield this year, both of them had some issues. Call of Duty's like one of the lowest selling versions of Call of Duty because everyone just didn't care, and Battlefield is still just a broken, god awful mess. So to have this one come out free, really, I mean, free for anybody, is just amazing, and it's been so super fun. I'm getting that Call of Duty itch scratched by this, and it's not because it's similar to Call of Duty. It's just this first-person shooter thing. Because every now and then, like every other year, I'll buy Call of Duty and play a shitload of it and do whatever that year's version of Prestige is. With Halo Infinite, I'm doing that. I'm playing the weekly challenges. I bought the Battle Pass. I'm playing the Tenrai event. I'm playing the Christmas event. Like those things. It's scratching that itch that Call of Duty used to every other year satisfy, and mainly every other year with that game, because for whatever reason, I don't know, I just get burnt out and I'm like, I need a year off. It's kind of feels like a job sometimes when you're going for them camos, if you know what I mean. Now, there are some issues with the PvP that I've experienced, mainly some desync stuff, some weird networking problems. That could just be that there's a lot of people playing. It could just be I was actually having ISP issues. I thought Big Team Battle was broken, which it was, but it was also my internet was screwing up, and I was like, man, this is a freaking game, and then it ended up being my internet, so I was like, oh, okay. All right, game, you're cool still. Big Team Battle is also having some issues, not just the desync, but also connection issues. Aside from my internet issues, the Big Team Battle's just had some issues where they've had to dial it back, so it's not such a big team. It's more of like a medium team battle. Maybe they need to change the name to MTB. I don't know, but that's been a little frustrating because there's certain times during the week where you'll get a challenge that's for Big Team Battle specifically, or it's something where you're like, that challenge would be so much easier to complete if you went into Big Team Battle, like get kills with the gun on the back of the Warthog or something like that. And when you can't get into a match, it's just like, man, so frustrating. Luckily, I have the Battle Pass that's giving me a ton of swaps because I hardly ever swap. I'll usually like to try to do the challenge. There's a few where I've like, oh, get 10 kills with the commando. No thanks. I hate the commando. Or get, I don't know. There's certain challenges like that. And a few weeks ago, I did that with the big team battle stuff where it was like, well, this one was a vehicle kills and I really just did not want to do it. So I swapped it out with something else. And it gives you that option. It really, I think the Battle Pass having swaps and XP boosts and stuff is okay, but the Battle Pass has also been a little lackluster. But you know, it's a free-to-play game, and it's their first season of free-to-play. This is only going to improve. So I like where it's at. I like the improvements. I hope that they add more modes and maps. I'm starting to get a little tired of the maps. It's only been out for, I don't know, what, a month? It's only been out for like a month. And I'm already tired of their maps. That could just be because I'm playing it so much. You know, it's not that the maps are boring. The maps are great. It's just that I'm playing it a lot. So you have to kind of take that in. You know, if you're starting to feel that same way with it, you got to take that into stride as well. It's not maybe that the maps are dumb or that they need to add more now. Come on, hurry up and add content. It could just be that you're playing it a shitload because it's that fun. So maybe take that into account when you start bitching about how there isn't enough stuff to do. Another thing I've heard from people is a complaint about the cosmetics with the ears. I'm one of the mind where I don't give a shit what the cosmetics are. Make it as silly as possible. If I had the chance to have a pink zebra-striped gun, I would probably choose that over some boring solid color. Or if the cat ears really didn't do it for me, but if it was a mohawk on the or like some kind of heavy metal Hessian hair coming out coming out of the side, something like that, you know, I'd be on that. You know, kitty ears. I love cats. I have two myself. Not on my Halo guy. You know, I don't want my Spartan running around with the kitty ears. But if it was a mohawk and spikes, you know, I would probably be thinking about it. Or if it was some other thing that was heavy metal related or punk rock related, if I maybe had an Anarchy emblem, and that was something that you could buy or that was part of the Battle Pass, I'd be totally stoked for that. I'd want the Anarchy. Right now I'm using the flame metal fingers, you know, like, and black and red, which is, you know, some of my favorite colors. So I don't really give a shit about cosmetics. Also, what they're charging for them, it's a little high, in my opinion, for not being able to edit it. And some of the stuff I've seen in there was just like, really, I'm not paying for that. But it's like that in every free-to-play game I've ever played. There's a ton of shit in Destiny that I would never spend money on. There's other games like Genshin Impact has a whole bunch of stuff in it that you can purchase. Actually, there's like boosts of progression and stuff in some of these free-to-play games, and it's just like that stuff started even in unfree-to-play games. Look at a lot of the Ubisoft games recently that have had all kinds of garbage in their store that's just been egregious. So it's like, really, I just choose not to buy that stuff. It doesn't affect me because I don't care. I'm not doing that, so I don't, you know, on any of those types of games. That's just not me. So it doesn't affect me. I can see where people that do want to spend money and help the developers out and pay for some cool stuff, how they might be a little upset that, hey, this thing that I like is pretty expensive and I'm not going to spend 20 bucks on some cat ears, even though I want them. So I don't know. It's kind of that give and take. It's free to play, and you get upset. Well, why did they make it free to play? Why couldn't I just buy it? I would have rather just had it buy it. Well, if you did that, they probably wouldn't have ongoing content as often for as long. With the free to play game, you're going to see content being dropped constantly because they're making money, and they're going to want to keep making money. They're going to want to keep adding content. So with things where you pay for it once and then that's it, the content dries up eventually. Because they have to spend their money on devs building the next game. So I think the model that they've set out here with Halo Infinite makes sense to me, and I'm really enjoying it. One final thing I'd want to bring up on Halo Infinite in particular is the campaign. And a lot of people have said some things about the campaign that, you know, it's not the same campaign like the other ones because it's the open world design, which I'm fine with because I really like open worlds. And I thought the story was okay. It was a little weird at the end. Spoilers that Weapon didn't say what her name was going to be. I was just like, huh? say it. But the thing is that coming up, when they add new story content to this, I believe that there's going to be new biomes, that there's going to be new areas, that it's just going to be added on to the campaign. You're going to have it similar to something like Destiny, where now there's this new zone that you get to go to, and that new zone has a whole bunch of set of quests and a bunch of new fobs to capture, maybe a whole different setup, different modes maybe. There's a lot of things coming, I think, to just the campaign part. PvP, yes, there's a lot of stuff coming to that too. But I think the campaign is going to have something drop where we're going to be really surprised that they continue the story in Halo Infinite. They don't create new games. I don't think there's going to be a Halo 7, you know? I don't think that's going to be a thing. I think that there's going to be Halo Infinite, the whatever, you know, like Halo Infinite, snowy whatever thing that is snowy. Don't copyright that. But anyway, I think that that's what's coming. They have said that they just want to continue creating story content within this world in certain interviews that I've seen. So I'm looking forward to that because I thought the campaign was a blast. I'd love to get back in there. I have thought about doing it on Legendary. I don't know. I'm not the kind of guy who is good. So that might not work. That might not work. I mean, I have played, you know, some things on harder modes because it's fun. Demon Souls, I have a whole playthrough on this channel of me with I played Demon Souls all the way through without leveling up. That was a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed doing that, but I feel like there's ways to cheese it where in this game it's not. It's more about I would have to have some skills, and I don't have skills and I can't pay bills. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. I have other strengths, okay? Jeez. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I enjoy playing Halo Infinite, and I hope to see you out there on the ring. Take it easy.